Hey guys, today we are going to go harvest and make our own elderflower syrup, which is really amazing in a good gin and tonic. A couple days ago, I went with a friend of mine and we harvested some elderflowers and we made a syrup. It has to sit for 3 to 5 days before you bottle it. It was so easy and so fun. And I thought, why not make a video of it and recreate it for you guys? So I'm going to do a second batch because why not? So first we need to go harvest our elderflowers. Now the entire elder berry tree is toxic. So you can't use the stems, you can't use any part of the tree other than you can use the berries for certain things and you can use the flowers. So the florets are what we're going to collect today, and that is what we're going to utilize to infuse the elderflower flavor into our simple syrup. So let's go collect some. Nuka, you're not supposed to be eating the ball because then you can't play fetch with the ball. Okay, that's enough of that. We're gonna be done. Okay, so I used to have an elderberry tree on my property, but I had to cut it down when I built the new chicken coop. So I no longer have any, but lucky for me, it grows prolifically everywhere on this island. I will show you guys plenty of them along my walk. And I just asked my neighbors and friends for permission to go harvest some of the elderberry flowers off of their trees. Everyone, of course, said yes. So always ask permission before you go onto other people's property to forage. Look at all those elderberry florets. So I was looking up this recipe and I realized that this whole piece is called an umbel. I think that's how you pronounce it. umbel, umbel. And then each of the little blooms are called florets. So you just pluck off all the florets, remove the stem, but you just chop off and harvest all of the umbels just like that. We're just going to make a single batch since we already have one going, and that one's a double actually. You need 20 to 25 umbels, and then you need 4 lemons, zested and juiced. I have 3 lemons, so I'm going to sub out the 4th one with a grapefruit because it's similar citrus vibe. And then you need like 2 1/4 pounds of sugar, and then you need a liter of water. So it's basically just lemon zest and juice, water, sugar, and the elderflower. So we're going to do step 1 today, which is harvest and boil the water, pour it over the sugar and the elderflowers and the lemons. And then we let it sit for 3 to 5 days, and then I'll come back and we will strain it and actually bottle it. So let's quick harvest what we need. Okay guys, we got our 25 umbels covered in florets. Nuka didn't do much assisting as usual. She just frolicked around. But now we need to go bring these home. We will rinse them, make sure there's no bugs or debris on them. And we'll just continue on with making our homemade elderflower syrup. So first we need to just rinse off our elderflower umbels. Just gonna run them under a little bit of cold water. We've got lemons, 3 lemons and 1 grapefruit, and we need to zest them all. So let's quick do that. Okay, managed to get most of the zest in the jar. And now we just need to juice them. This is my favorite juicer of all time. It unscrews and then you have all the liquid in this jar, and it's just a really nice strainer. And although it's plastic on top and glass on the bottom, it like has the perfect point. You just slice it in half, twist it, till it's all out, and like look at that, down to the rind. Every last bit of juice that this fruit has used up. Works great. I do it grapefruit, oranges, lemons, limes, doesn't matter. Works amazing. So we've got our jar of lemon zest and juice. And now we need to basically pull all the florets off the umbels and then just drop them into the bowl. Actually, before I begin that, let's boil some water. You need 1 liter of water for this recipe that I'm doing, which I'll obviously put down in the description below for you guys. This makes just about a liter, so a little bit of the stems in here isn't going to hurt you, but you do want to get the majority of that. You just really want the florets anyway. You need 2 1/4 pounds of sugar for this recipe. It's basically like a 1-to-1 ratio, sugar to water. 2 1/4. Looks like a lot of sugar. We'll dissolve it though. Please ignore the fact that I was eating cherries and I dropped it down my shirt and now it's all over my shirt. But we're just gonna keep continuing on with our project. Pour 1 liter of boiling water over your concoction. And then you're just gonna need to stir it up. One thing I forgot to mention earlier is that you should use a non-reactive container. I like to use glass. I have a ton of these big glass gallon-sized jars because of my winemaking that I do. And I like the glass because it's fun. You can watch it, you know, it's like a little science experiment. And it's cool because then you can see it and it's pretty to look at with all the florets and the lemon and grapefruit zest. Make sure you get all the good stuff mixed in there as best you can. And then just kind of stir it until the boiling water dissolves all of the sugar. Our jar is ready to go. Now we do need to let this cool down to room temperature, and then it sits just like this for 3 to 5 days. So over time, everything will kind of settle down to the bottom as far as like the pulp and stuff, and then the florets will kind of rise to the top. And it just basically takes time for the elderflower flavor to infuse into the simple syrup. This is the batch that I made a few days ago with my friend Erin. This is a double batch, so you can see it's just about twice the size. And I think we went a little blurred on the florets, but we just had so much fun picking them and talking. So you can see here that the color is seeping out. Everything is kind of infusing together, and it looks really pretty in this jar. Now I have already pre-sanitized a good chunk of bottles, and I'll need to do some more since I'm making kind of a third batch here, since this is a double and a single. I have 8 of them set up for this one, so I think I'm going to need at least 4 or 5 more for this one. So I'm going to make sure I sanitize all these so that there's no kind of bacteria or contaminants in those glass jars, and then we'll just come back and finish this project. Hey guys, we're back. It's been about 5 days or so, and we are ready to strain our elderflower syrup. I've got my friend Morgan here. She's visiting me from Wisconsin, and I unfortunately decided to entice her to participate in all of my household activities. And making our syrups, or at least finishing off our syrups, is one of those. So we're just going to get started. We did one batch with my friend Erin earlier today, and that was a big double batch. And when we did it, we figured out that straining it once with the regular strainer and then doing it a second time with the cloth was kind of the way to go. So I think we'll try that again for this batch, and it should go way faster since we have like half the amount of syrup. So let's just get after it. Okay, so this is one batch plus a little bit of extra from the other batch of elderflower syrup. I almost said liqueur, but it's just syrup. There's no alcohol in it, I promise. So I think we're gonna have plenty for friends and family. I'll have to ship you guys some because I don't think you can bring this in your checked luggage or in your carry-on. But okay, so there's a lot of different uses for elderflower syrups. One of the ways that I like to use it is in mixed drinks, gin and tonics in particular. But today we're gonna do mocktails. So let's whip up a batch of a mocktail with a little elderflower syrup and see how it tastes. Okay, so we've got, I thought a grapefruit wedge would be kind of fun to throw in here for a little added citrus. And Morgan just poured in about a half an ounce, measuring with a little shot glass of our elderflower syrup. And then we just use our soda stream to whip up some club soda. And I think this will be a really refreshing mocktail combination for this lovely summer afternoon.
55 degrees.
55 degrees. Overcast. Okay, now we just stir them up. Use our fancy cocktail stirrer. Okay, let's give it a test. Ooh, the grapefruit is like a really good addition because it's kind of tart. Love it. Okay, that is it for today. We're going to enjoy the rest of our mocktails. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you later.